Welcome back to another episode of My Crazy Friend. I'm Cori.
And I'm Laura. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm excited about today's episode.
Me too. But
Yeah.
before we
Dive
before we dive into the episode, I think there's some stuff we wanted to talk about. Wasn't there a story that maybe a friend of ours told you that cracked me up?
Yeah, cracked you up. Yeah, so a friend of ours stopped by right as we were getting ready to start recording, and on her way out...
Shout out to Nikki.
And on the way out, she goes, well, I have some crazy information I just learned.
Right.
We're like, well, that's on point. Please tell.
Yeah.
And she goes...
Laura got out her notepad.
I did.
To take notes because she's very professional.
Super.
Her pink sticky pad. But yeah, please tell us.
Okay, so
it was so funny.
If you get semen in your eye, did you know it tries to implant itself? Your eye is made of a similar material as, I guess, a woman's egg.
Egg?
Yeah. So the semen thinks it's an egg, and for a hot second tries to implant itself into your eyeball.
You know what I think is more hilarious? That people tell us stuff like this now because of our episodes about assholes and lips being the same, and the inside of your cheek being the same as your vagina. I mean, there's got to be many more of these. So yes, be careful.
Apparently your body is just a handful of different things just implanted all over your body.
Putting different places. Yeah. So,
like
ladies, shut your eyes.
Monster.
I said I was kidding because I was like, I'm gonna wear sunglasses next time. I think that's safe. I gotta be safe. And then she was like, she's gonna wear goggles.
You gotta put some goggles on. You gotta protect your hair. I mean, if you're protecting your eyes, protect your hair.
Just gonna get in there. I just can't. All I know is that I think that our significant others would run away if we showed up.
I don't know. I think it's hot.
Oh my god. I just maybe a plastic covering. I don't know.
We'll see.
So funny.
But goggles for sure.
Yeah.
Snow goggles.
Yeah, you have snow goggles.
Yeah, I think that's necessary.
Yeah, I was thinking swim goggles.
No, it's not going to do.
Gotta be safe.
You have to be safe. Safety at all costs.
Safety is
all else.
So important.
So important.
Oh, so yeah, that made my day today. I needed that so much. This morning has been just ridiculously hilarious.
Yeah. It's been one thing after another, huh?
Yeah. So, one thing I did want to clear up from last episode.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned, that seeing I think it was 2 to 3 dozen deer.
Oh, I think you said 3 to 4 dozen deer. Because I remember thinking oh wow, nearly 50 deer on your way home. That's a shit ton of deer.
So that was a lie.
No.
That's a lie.
No way.
I did the math. And one thing you all will know if you listen to this podcast is I'm not a math person.
No way.
So that's what calculators are for. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I realized that's like 48 deer. And that's too many.
That's too many.
That's a few dozen too many that I see on my way home. So maybe like a family of 6 to 12. And then maybe one other family of 6 to 12 is more in line with the tight amount of deer that I see. It's still many deer. It's still a lot of deer.
Yeah.
But I think I was exaggerating a hair.
A hair.
Yeah, we don't live on a deer sanctuary.
You're so bizarre.
We're just in the woods. No, we're not in the woods.
I think you're digressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't want people to think we were not in, where society is.
I gotcha.
We can go to the store.
Gotcha.
Just sounded very rural. I had trouble saying that as a child. Rural. All right, I'm done. I digressed enough. We should probably get into the episode.
You think?
Yeah.
All right, well, do you want to give everybody a heads up on what the episode is?
Well, I mean, to tie into what I was just talking about.
With the digression or your lies?
I was going to say, it was a good segment into...
Segue.
What did I say?
Segment.
Oh, oops. So it's a good segue. I mean, I knew what I wanted to say. It just didn't come out.
Right.
So into our episode, which is the lie episode.
Crazy lie.
Yeah, so I lied about the deer. It's just, it's exaggeration.
You lie about nearly everything.
Shut your mouth. I don't lie. Whatever.
Anyway.
Just because I'm good at lying
doesn't
mean that I'm always lying.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is, we were talking about this, you only can laugh if it's funny. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I can laugh at anything. I can make myself laugh. Your fake laugh I call it the lie laugh. Sucks. So yeah, you're just, but you know what? You've been in so many situations where someone just wants you to laugh at what they're saying. So I do. So I've mastered it.
Huh. Well, good job.
I don't know. Let's go into our episode.
Okay.
The lie episode. Do you wanna start with your lies?
Sure. So I listen to podcasts, you know. And one of the podcasts I listen to is called Con Artist. And this is one of their stories. And this chick is like my hero.
That scares me.
She's like the OG sugar baby.
Okay.
She's, I don't know, like I may be building her up, but like you're gonna love her. I'm taking like a 2-hour podcast and I'm gonna condense it into like 5 minutes.
Wow.
So it's possible I'm gonna miss some key parts.
Well, I will say this. You know what? Everyone who, just needs things in little, this is helpful to people.
But if you want to know the whole story.
The Cliff Notes of this show right now.
Right. And you know what? I think the show was probably the Cliff's Note version of her life.
Sure.
So you can just kind of build up from there. Yeah. Start here and build up. So anyway, her name was Jean de Saint-Remy.
Okay.
Jan. We're going to call her Jan.
Okay.
Because of different accents, it was hard to say. But she's French.
Or Jean.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway.
Jan.
Yeah.
Sure.
So she's French. Pretty sure. Yeah, she lived in Champagne.
It sounds.
It's a small town.
Yeah,
you may know it from such
they make
fine
champagne?
wines as champagne.
Yeah. Okay, great. That's where they make it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like tequila, where you have to get it from champagne, or it's not champagne?
Yeah.
Like tequila, it's not really tequila unless you get it from
Tequila.
Is that right?
I don't think so.
No.
Anyway.
What is it then? What is the alcohol?
I don't know.
There's an alcohol.
Champagne.
No, there's another one.
I think you're digressing.
Oh, okay.
Are we gonna have to start over?
No, just go.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So Jan was born poor.
Okay.
So
sorry for her.
Yeah, I know, it sucks. So she kind of like begged on the streets and then would tell people that she was of noble descent from twice removed or whatever. So people would be like, oh, and give her money. And so she would meet people. So she met this monarch type nobility. So, and then she, before even saying a word, she passed out, like fainted. And yeah. And
was
then,
she beautiful?
Yeah, she was pretty.
Okay.
And then the
Just
monarch,
trying to think of her in my head.
Yeah. And then the monarch was like, oh my God, is she okay? So followed up with her. And then she told people that she had a miscarriage and was bleeding. So then the monarch sent money. So she would do these kinds of cons, just lying every opportunity she had to make a buck. So the richer, the better for her to con. And so she met this one guy who was not getting along with the queen, queen being Marie Antoinette.
Ooh.
You may have heard of her.
I have.
A little bit vicious.
I don't know. Really?
Or was she nice? I don't know.
I was in a play one time and we had Marie Antoinette, and all I remember is let them eat cake. That's all I remember.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, okay, at any rate, the queen didn't like this person.
Okay.
And he was he had done something and he was wanted to get back in her good graces. And so this Jan was like, oh, that sucks. Bummer for you. Can you give me some money? And he was like, yeah, I wish I could help you out, but no. Well, I'll be friends, but I'm not giving you any
Smart.
money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So she continued to con people, or stealing things, pawning it, getting people to give her money. And eventually then, this is the part that I found just incredible. She decided to pretend to be Marie Antoinette. Or no, she pretended to be friends with Marie Antoinette. Oh. So she sold all of her belongings.
Okay.
To buy 1 or 2 pieces of jewelry. And went back to this rich guy friend that she had who wouldn't give her any money but wanted to be friends with the queen. And was like, oh, look, the queen overheard me talking and became enthralled with me, and now we're friends, and she gave me this piece of jewelry. And the guy was like, that's incredible, I can't believe it. So she kept doing things like that to make him believe that she was friends with the queen. Wow. Meanwhile, she has nothing, right?
Right.
So she then...
That's crazy.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Right? Okay, so he was like, well, if you're friends with the queen, can you help me out, help her brother out, get me back in her good graces? Because whatever he did in the past, she was still pissy. And
wow.
So Jan had remembered that it was 3 years after he had told her that. She held on to that little nugget of information. So this is a long con for her.
Wow.
Right? So she came back, then is pretending, I'm friends with the queen, sold all her shit. Anyway, so then she's like, I don't know, let me think about it. because, this is a new relationship for me. I don't want to blow it by, then trying to act like I'm trying to use my relationship with the queen.
She's dedicated, man.
Right?
Wow.
I knew you'd like her. So.
I don't know.
No, she's cool.
I'm on the fence.
I don't want to say cool. She's funny.
Okay.
Anyway, so then she goes and
she's crazy.
She's like, right? So she goes, all right, I will do you this favor because you've been a friend to me. I'll help you out. So then she tells...
And she's not talking to anybody.
Right.
Wow.
So she says, okay, the queen will entertain letters from you.
Wow.
Right? So then he starts writing letters to the queen. The queen starts writing letters back.
Wow.
Right? Because she gets a forger. So
she gets a forger. Mm-hmm. What is the end game here?
I'm getting there.
Laura.
I know. I didn't want to start with that, but okay. I'm getting there.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so she gets a forger.
Because he's going to hate her. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. Gets a forger. And then, so then now this guy starts corresponding with the queen. Right.
Quotes,
yeah.
Right?
Not the queen.
Right.
Is she writing the letters?
Well, she's telling the forger what to write.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, so then it kind of gets to be like amorous. And then the guy's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm like flirting with Marie Antoinette. This is freaking nuts, right?
Oh my goodness.
Right? So he's like, I want to meet in person.
Oh my goodness.
And she's like, shit. All right, what do I do? So she finds a sex worker.
Stop it.
That kind of looks like Marie
Stop
Antoinette.
it.
Dresses her up.
Oh my goodness.
Gives her something. It was like flowers and a letter or something to give this guy.
Wow.
So she kind of like walks up to him with her head down, I guess, kind of like sees him, makes eye contact, gives it to him, and then people start flocking over. So she runs off and they go their separate ways. So he's like, oh my God, that was the queen. She just gave me this letter. So now he's like in it, right?
Well, yeah.
Right?
Poor guy. What did he do wrong to deserve this?
I don't know. It was in the podcast. It wasn't important to me.
Right, go.
So then here we go. Here's the end game, okay? She goes, the queen, then asks this guy, who I didn't even bother writing his name down. It was probably important, but we'll call him Bill, but it's not his name.
It's not Bill. That's fine. What did Bill do?
So Bill goes, or the queen asked Bill if he wouldn't mind getting with this jeweler, because this jeweler had made this really expensive piece of jewelry. I think it was a necklace. It was like a $19 million necklace in today's time.
Wow.
And only royalty could afford it. And the original monarch he had made it for died or lost power or something happened that he was out of the picture.
Sure.
So he had originally tried to sell it to Marie Antoinette, and she was like, yeah, no, not interested. And the jeweler was like, if I can't sell this, I'm going to be out on the streets. And she's like, not my problem. Take your jewelry and go away. So Jan knew this jewelry existed. So then writes in her letter, from the queen to ask Bill to go get this jewelry on loan, put a down payment down and pay it off, and the queen will pay him. But the queen can't buy it.
Oh my gosh.
So he does it.
Oh my gosh.
But he can't deliver it directly to the queen, it would look bad. And the queen then, so Jan ends up with the necklace, and the queen isn't wearing it. And then Bill is like, why is the queen wearing the necklace? And Jan's like, oh, she can't be seen wearing it right now. It wouldn't look good, with the country the way it is, to be seen wearing a $19 million necklace. She's happy. She appreciates you. Thank you. Not right now. In the meantime, he had the jeweler send a thank you letter to the queen. So the queen got a thank you for buying this jewelry letter. And she just thought it was like a joke or something, thought nothing of it, threw it out. So this whole thing is unraveling.
Oh my God, I can't even talk right now. My eyes are so big, and I am in, this is insane.
Right?
And this happened.
Yeah, in the 1700s.
Oh my gosh, continue.
So she pulls it off.
It should be a movie.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Wow.
It's for sure a podcast, though.
Okay, go.
So she gets away. She's got the jewelry. She gets money. So now for the first time in her life, she's like spending money like she actually has it. Before she was borrowing and pawning, and so like she had servants, but she had no money because she needed to give the heir, that
the
she
idea
had
that she had money. Yes,
and that she was
and
nobility.
she apparently pulled it off.
Yes. So now she's got money and she's spending money and nobody really thinks anything of it. And then, so I'm going to kind of cut to the chase.
Okay.
Or, like,
All right.
she gets the jewelry. Eventually she gets, oh no, I got to tell you this part.
Okay.
Because this is good.
All right.
Bill, a handful of times thinks maybe Jan is lying to him.
Sure.
But never believes it.
Oh, how could
He
you?
is so into her lie. He fully believes
Well,
she's
and you know
friends
what?
with the queen, and he's, of course, in no way did she fool him.
It's funny you say that because in the world of lies,
Mm-hmm.
the ones you want to believe, you afterwards, after your bubbles popped, you're like, of course. But you want to believe it. Sometimes that helps the lie.
Yeah.
I mean, he
guess.
wanted to believe he was in a relationship with the queen.
Yeah.
That's a lie I want to believe too.
But even after he
not
realized...
like me specifically, but like if someone I admired.
Right, but even after he realized that part was fake, he
Yeah.
still didn't think that Jan did it.
Oh.
Right?
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you
Right?
know what? So that he still likes her.
Well, I guess he eventually realized.
Okay.
They all got convicted. She escaped prison.
Wow. So they got convicted. She went to jail.
Yeah, I can't remember if she went to jail. She went to jail a handful of times and
Right.
escaped prison. So
Wow.
then the bailiffs, the people came to get her in the end. I can't remember, again, because she did so much other shit.
Yeah.
But when they came to get her, she was like, oh, sure, no problem. I'll come with you. But before I go, do you want to come in and have some tea? And they were like, yeah, why not? That sounds lovely. So she's like, cool, I'll go get the tea for you. Just come on, make yourselves at home. So
She poisoned them all.
No, so she
Oh,
went
okay.
into the kitchen.
I thought maybe she poisoned them all and killed them and then left.
No, because she's not a killer. She's a con artist.
Sorry, yeah, you're right.
A
There
liar.
is a difference. There is a difference. She
There
just
is.
seems like she would do that to get out of it. But you're right. She's just a liar.
Just a liar.
Sometimes they could, you can be a liar but you're right.
Yeah, well, she jumped out the window and killed herself instead.
Oh my god.
I know.
So instead of going to jail, she killed herself.
Well, yeah.
But I guess,
And I always say there's a lot more to the story, and it's
Right.
worth listening to the whole thing. But when you were talking about crazy
that
lies,
is so crazy.
right? She got a $19 million necklace.
She killed herself rather than deal with the lie.
Well, rather than go to jail, I think.
I know, but that's dealing with your lies, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I digress. But I will say that is crazy. That is absolutely 100% crazy.
I feel pretty confident she could have conned her way out of jail if she had just given it a shot.
I think that's probably how she got herself out of jail those few times.
She dressed like a man.
Oh, I thought, or she hit on a guard, whatever. Mm-hmm. 100%.
Oh no, she dressed like a man the one and just walked out.
Wow.
Yeah, good times, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's
Like
pretty
just one lie
badass.
after another.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be your friend or anything.
Oh God, no! I wouldn't want her in my life, but reading about her,
But
is like,
wow.
she's committed to everything and nothing.
It's everything and nothing. Oh my God.
So,
All right.
crazy lies
Okay.
had to share.
Fantastic. Okay. So, in thinking about like how I was going to approach this week, I was, I wanted to talk about, I was like something, that I could relate to myself. So I was like, in regards to my marriage, we've kind of reached that phase in our lives where we are too honest with each other, if that makes sense. And I'll give you an example about that. This morning, I'm laying in bed, and there's no school today, and there's no work or anything, so we could sleep in. It's great. We could sleep in. So I was like, awesome, I can sleep in. But then, of course, it's like 6:45, and I'm like, I have to pee. I think I have to poop. Fuck. It's so warm. I just want to stay in my bed. So I go into the bathroom, and I pee, okay? And I'm like, I gotta poop, but it's not ready yet. Okay.
It's just on deck.
It's not ready. And I'm like, am I gonna sit here on the toilet and wait for it? Or am I gonna crawl back in my warm bed and let it tell me when it's ready? Well, of course, I decided to climb back into the bed.
Well, sure.
Okay, so I did. And I'm laying there, and I'm like on my phone. And Stu rolls over, and he goes, why are you up? What are you doing?
Poop on deck.
I said, I was like, well, I have to poop, but it's not ready yet. And he said, oh, fuck. And he rolled over. I'm sorry I asked. And that's at the level of honesty I am in my relationships. With you, with my husband, I don't lie anymore.
Anymore.
But I do lie to my children.
Yeah, you do.
So this week, I thought I'll talk about the lies people tell their children.
Oh,
Yes.
that is perfect.
Okay.
Because after you do that,
Yes.
I'll tell you how that ties into why I picked my story.
Okay. Deal. I polled my sisters and asked them like what has my mom ever like lied about to us, because I couldn't remember a bunch of stuff, and I also said, when do you lie to your children? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start with my research.
Okay.
Okay. My research is like things like, and I read a whole article on if you swallow gum, it'll stay in your stomach for 7 years, which is crazy. And apparently, no, it passes through just like anything else.
Really?
Yeah, they lied.
I mean, I always assumed, but I never looked it up.
Crazy
I still
lie
don't swallow
from your
gum.
parents. This was a crazy lie. Drag racing was two men running in the streets in women's clothing, trying to outrun each other.
That would be way more fun.
Right?
Much safer,
and no one would get hurt.
Yep.
So I was like, that should be real.
That should be a thing.
This parent told their son that he was afraid of clowns, like your husband. So I was like,
Perfect.
Oh. So they said that the ice cream truck was driven by clowns, so he would never ask for ice cream when they went by. This parent said that the oil stains on the roads were kids that got run over because they didn't hold their hands while crossing the street.
You know what we called those?
What?
Pancake preschool buddies.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
You don't want to be a pancake preschool buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
I'd never heard that before. I was like, that's terrible.
Awesome.
The grease spots on the road, there's so many of them. And then
Would you say 3 to 4 dozen of them?
I would say
At
at least 3 to 4 dozen. That's the safe number.
That is the safe number.
No, that's a lie. All right, so apparently when this lady's daughter was little, she said that if you burped, farted, and sneezed at the same time, they would turn inside out.
Oh, I thought you would explode.
I was thinking explode too, and then it went a totally different direction.
Wow, inside. I think that might be, worse, better? I don't know. Either way.
I think that's better cleanup. If you go inside out, then explode.
Yeah, I guess.
But other than that, I mean, it's both kind of suck.
Sucks for you. Better for the person that has to deal with it.
Right.
If you just inside out.
Wow. Okay, so could you just do inside out things, please? Just turn yourself, instead of telling people, just die, we have to be very specific.
Yeah.
Just
be respectful.
Implode. No. That's still exploding.
Yeah.
Still messy. It's the opposite. You just
go.
explode
What's
in,
next?
right? I don't know. Dad told me that if the turn signal in the car was on too long, you would flip your car. So I'm still anxious to this day, they said. Could you imagine? Like, I could just see it like, oh shit.
Wouldn't you be concerned if you were riding behind somebody that had theirs on?
I'd be like, turn it off.
turn it off. Oh my god, turn it off. I can't
You're
focus.
gonna die.
I can't be behind them when they flip.
So good. Anyway, so funny. So, all right, and then this one hit home because every time, if this offends anyone, I'm sorry. But anytime you go off the road, my husband's always like, I'm traveling by braille. So this one, this lie, my dad told me the rumble strips on the highway are for blind drivers. And it took me years until I realized, well played, Dad. Well played, Dad. So, tickled my side.
Tickled your fancy.
So, and then this one was a dad told him that Santa was so tired that he wanted Doritos and beer. And I thought, well, that was practical. Like many years I could have been eating what we wanted to eat.
Yeah.
But no, went with cookies and milk. This is a brilliant dad.
Yeah.
So good. And then last one.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about what I would ask my kids to leave for Santa had I been adventurous. What would you ask?
I don't know.
If you didn't have to do cookies and milk?
I definitely would have some. I could do yours. You would have like Starbucks and either cold or hot. Probably it's gonna sit there cold. And then you would have I don't know. You could go
Probably
cheese Danish.
Ooh, I was thinking a steak.
It is dinner time.
Sammy's gonna be hungry.
One hungry Santa. hungry, Santa.
That should be a game.
Instead of hippos.
What would you have? Some kind of matcha latte?
Yeah, I think so. I would have like, yes, I would.
Not a steak. Maybe
no, because matcha keeps me awake. And so I'd probably like a
hot water. Lemon.
That's what I do, drink at night.
Of course you do.
It's usually, no, I don't. Hint waters. Hint waters is what I drink at night.
Oh, not hot.
No.
Only in the cold weather you heat them up.
I would put tea in it if I was going to do a hot water.
That'll keep you up.
Well, no, a decaf.
Oh, of course. You are so my grandma. I can predict what you like based on the stuff that she did and said and liked.
Every time you're like, well, of course you do. My grandma likes that. Today, Stu was trying to throw away ketchup packets.
Thank you.
And I took them from him and I put them in my bag of ketchup packets that's in my drawer in my fridge.
I know, it takes up your whole drawer.
And Stu goes, God damn it. And I said, we might need them for lunches. And he's like, you are a grandma. I said, yes, you're married to a hot, sexy grandma. Just like a 40-year-old virgin. Like, I don't have grandkids. I don't even, my kids shouldn't even at this age be having grandkids. So,
but you do push your cart around in grocery stores with only your bag in it.
I surely do. My bag is heavy.
I surely do.
And all the words I say, you're always like, that's a grandma word. I'm sure they'll get enough of those. Because
they surely will.
They surely will. I don't even mean to.
That's because it's who you are. Go to your list.
Okay. So I think I'm on my last one.
Okay.
All right. Grandpa told me.
Oh my God.
Here's my last one.
Okay.
Grandpa told me that there's a tube connecting my belly button and my butt. And if you unscrew your belly button, your butt will fall off. What? I saved the funniest one for last.
I don't even understand how that would work.
I don't even know how you... But you know what?
Is it stitched on or on the outside of the very bed?
There's a cord in the middle.
Right.
And you turn it and then...
But like your butt is still part of your body. Like you're just...
It's a kid, Laura.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Sorry.
kid.
My bad.
Anyway, I thought you'd appreciate the butt falling off. Because I know how you are with... I mean, it's not a head.
No, it's not a head.
But it's...
Man, do I love a good exploding head.
I know, it's so funny.
Oh.
Okay, so that was the last one.
Oh, okay.
For my crazy stuff. And then of my research.
Right, of your research.
And then
of
my
your third-hand research.
So
now
my sisters...
you have first-hand research.
Sure. Well, a little bit of both. But yeah, so then and I even asked my husband, and he was like, we used to tell our kids when we were little, that there were cameras in the house, so they would not lie. So, I was like, oh yeah, there's just not like in their bedrooms, but like in the basement where all the kids go to play. It's the finished basement, that they're down there. So if something breaks, we already know who did it. Stuff like that. So then, they kind of called our bluff on that.
Yeah.
And the other thing that Stu reminded me about, and we talk about, the Santa and all those lies and Tooth Fairy and what else is there? I don't know.
Oh, the seasonal lies.
Sure.
Yeah.
So when we were little, my oldest was afraid of the Tooth Fairy.
Oh.
Because he didn't want some strange woman coming in to his room at night. So he made us keep most of his teeth that he still has.
Oh my God.
Because of the lie we told.
Wow.
And then we eventually figured out we could just put it outside the room. So his Tooth Fairy would come to the kitchen.
Oh,
and leave money so we could get rid of teeth because he didn't want some strange woman in his bedroom. It was scary as hell. So yeah, on that note, we ruin our children.
Sure.
So my sisters, they were just writing like, if you sit too close to the TV, you go blind. Excuse me. They said like, if you touch a baby bird, the mom will abandon it. They were sending like all these weird ones that like.
Wait, is that not true?
No, apparently it's not. Apparently that's a myth. I don't know.
Huh.
Dyeing your hair makes you go bald, blah, blah, blah. My one sister, like, there were all those ones. Like, if you smack your back, your face freezes. Yeah. They were giving, like, a bunch of...
The ones that everybody,
Yeah.
The common ones that everybody tells their kids.
And then my sister comes out with, and when we were watching Howard the Duck when we were little, Mom told us that condom was a balloon because he blows up a condom. And I was like, that's very specific, Kathy. It's very specific. So, but yeah, that happened. We watched Howard the Duck. So that led me to think of like ways that I've lied to my children. And one of the most horrifyingly embarrassing ones, which I'll share with you all now.
Well, obviously.
Was when I left my feminine massager charging on the window behind a curtain, mind you.
Right.
And it plugs in. And apparently kids constantly lose their cords to their phones and the little charging blocks.
Yeah. So
someone needed a charging block. And they went into our bedroom and they got the charging block of the item that was charging on the window. And I came in and I'm like, fuck, where's my charging block? And it dawned on me. And I was like, oh no!
How do I get this back?
Max is like, I took your charging block. And this is when they were younger. And I'm like, okay, cool, can I get it back? And I'm like, thought it was over. And then a few days later, he's like, so, what was that thing on your window? I don't know, buddy. I'm not.
Your face is just I'm just going to describe it to everybody that can't see you. It's just a blank stare of how do I answer this?
So, I don't know, buddy. You know, I'm not sure. I'm like, maybe it's like personal massage thing. Probably something you need to know when you're older.
Mm-hmm.
And he proceeded to tell me he knew what it was.
Oh.
And it was for the butt. And I said, yep, it was for the butt, and I left.
How is that better?
Because I'm uncomfortable, Laura. I'm uncomfortable with this whole situation. So that is a lie that I have told my child that, you know what, I take full responsibility for if they're messed up in the future. I do, and I beat myself up over that. But you know what? Things happen.
You just gotta let it go.
He's figured it out by now.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, I'm not worried about it. So
He
anyway,
knows.
it was horrifyingly, mortifyingly horrible. And so
Yeah.
anyway, that is a time I lied to my child.
So that is a time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that you did that, but I'm going to make you feel much better about yourself.
Oh,
Not
good.
about a lie I've told,
Okay.
but how lies parents tell their kids, and how my story of a pathological liar can all tie together into
Nice big bow on it.
a nice, pretty bow.
Okay.
Ties into having in-laws who are pathological liars.
Yeah, I don't like those people.
No, you shouldn't. You're right to not.
Yes.
So, I'll tell you a few of the lies that they've told us over the years.
Oh, so this is stuff that's happened to you.
These are things that have happened to me.
Oh, man.
So one year between Christmas and New Year's, there was a cruise that was scheduled, and they had already bought tickets, and I had to go, or Sean was going to have to find somebody else to go. And I said, well, just let me check. We were in college. I usually spend that time with my family. I don't want to miss that. Just let me look into it. They yelled at me. There was no cruise. Nobody went.
Oh, my God.
Never happened. They told us that they had done Sean's taxes one year. And he's like, do I owe? Or are I getting money back? No, you broke even. He's like, well, that's odd. All right. He's thinking I probably owed a little bit, and they just paid it for me. Not only that, they never did them.
Oh, my goodness. Like, why?
I don't know.
Like, he just said, and do them. They'll do them themselves.
That's what we said. They said they had paid his car insurance. Never paid it. So we went so long without car insurance unknowingly he had to send his license plates back.
Oh my God.
Let's see, I can keep going. They took out credit cards in his name, but that's a lie, but that's a scam, and
Yeah.
They never paid his student loans and then took out loans in his
that
name.
I knew about. That's why I don't like them.
Right. So there's so many, but those are like the fun
It's not
lies.
that they didn't. It's not like he had student loans and he didn't want to pay them. They had just said they did.
Right.
So then they went in default. It's like if he would have paid them himself. Like, I
Right.
don't understand. Like that's such a weird.
Yeah. That's a story for
crazy.
another time. Yeah. So when your in-laws are pathological liars, there is a never-ending supply of stories. We've since cut them out, so the well has run. Well, let me say the fountain has been shut off, but the well will likely never run dry.
I like that. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, like, lie-wise, some really funny ones. Like,
No, they're
my
good.
poor kids. No,
Yeah.
yours are not funny. Yours piss me off, but they're so crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're funny. I mean, they're definitely crazy.
Yes.
It's just the stuff you go,
Yes. Not the good crazy that we are.
no.
It's the
No,
bad
but yours
crazy.
are awesome crazy.
I don't know. Anyway.
It's fun.
So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. You have anything else? I probably
think
do.
so.
I always forget something and then I'm like, damn it.
Well, you know
That would have
what?
been funny.
That's what next week's for, to talk about all the shit we forgot to talk about this week.
Okay, I like it. Yeah. Oh, wait, I did. Oh, no. I did say that. Terrified woman coming at him. That was my notes. That was the tooth fairy coming at Max.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, terrified woman. Oh, yeah, that's the tooth fairy flying through his window trying to kill him.
thanks for that.
Sorry. I was just going over my notes.
No, I appreciate it.
Anyway,
So,
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
So until next time.
Later.
Later. Hey, before we go, wasn't there something you wanted to tell all the peoples?
Yeah. Okay. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to our little podcast wherever you like to listen.
We heard it's important.
Super important.
Yep, and where else can they find us, Laura?
You know what? Glad you asked. They can also find us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at My Crazy Friend Podcast.
And if you have anything you want to tell us, just email us at mycrazyfriendpodcast@gmail.com.
All that is accurate.
So yeah,
Until next time.
later.